Well, you know what? I wrote this. Basically, it came from me just late at night going through his financial disclosure form just because I was curious. And I went through it because I was upset that people were combing through Governor Palin's, to look for things like snow machine equipment.
Right.
And I figured, I wonder what these other jokers have in their financial forms. And so I went through, and my eyes just sort of bugged out the minute that I saw he bought 3,000 shares in August, and he had just voted on the AGEA license. What's going on here? And then just doing a little bit more investigative, sleuthing. And then at the time that I discovered this, I suddenly realized, wait a minute, this guy just introduced legislation that could undermined AGEA, that was viewed as basically a criticism of AGEA. He's been in the portfolio piece that, they did, the ConMass portfolio piece, criticizing AGEA. Everywhere he goes, he criticizes AGEA. What's this guy's agenda?
Right.
I think it's a good question.
He's been one of the point men when it comes to the criticism in the legislature of AGEA. And so you have a guy who votes for AGEA against the license for TransCanada, then runs out and buys 3,000 shares of BP and starts mouthing off at how bad this is going to be for the state if TransCanada gets it moving.
Yeah, not only that, but he's also talking up BP and ConocoPhillips.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
If I could, I'd like to quote Jay Rammers here. Exxon, according to Jay, was the least flexible in negotiating a low tax and is now within the administration through its partnership with TransCanada. Rammer said, meanwhile, the most elastic producers, BP and ConocoPhillips, are boxed out. Now, wait a second.
Yeah.
Boxed out? I thought ConocoPhillips and BP had their own thing going.
Yeah, and they never asked for anything.
Right. If anyone was getting boxed out, wouldn't it be Exxon from their Denali line?
Hey, AGEA was open for everybody to jump on board.
Right.
It was totally transparent. They could have all come on board, and they still can. Nobody's boxed out.
All right. Now, let me ask you this, Rebecca. Rebecca Mansour, by the way, she is an editor for Conservatives for Palin from Los Angeles, California. What do you think, and this is a loaded question, the uproar would be if a financial disclosure form was found of Governor Sarah Palin where she had purchased 3,000 shares of TransCanada?
It would be Troopergate times 10.
Yes.
And she would be impeached.
Yes. I mean, it would be a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like you said, they're making a big deal over the fact that she wore an Arctic Cat snow machine jacket at her husband's Iron Dog race. I mean, big deal. This is a big deal, I think. And no one's talking about it. Why?
Well, the post was just published today, and I've been trying to get attention to it. It just came out this morning. And what I'm surprised is that nobody noticed it before. It took somebody late at night going through his financial forms to notice this. Did nobody notice it? I mean, it just jumps out at you. It's so obvious.
Are you going to be
not something you can hide?
Rebecca, are you going to be filing an ethics complaint?
She can't.
I don't feel that I should do it, and it's wrong to publicize it. So I'm not filing anything. It is against the Legislative Ethics Act to publicize an ethics complaint before you file it. I'm not filing anything.
That's one of the ironies here is that a lot of people don't realize that the legislature passed that rule that you can't talk about an ethics complaint against a legislator
if you're an elected official.
If you're an elected,
we don't fall under that guideline. Of course, we can talk about it all we want,
unless we are going to file one.
Then it'll be thrown
so we're out of the
to
running.
Publicize it.
Then if we publicize that we did file one,
I gotcha.
And then if we talk about it while it's going on, it'll be thrown out.
So I'm
but they don't do that for the governor's office.
I was going to say, so the governor's immune to that, huh?
Well, Bob Lynn, a representative, is going to put forth legislation to do just that.
Right.
If it's good for one branch of government, why isn't it good for the others?
Sure. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess it's fair to say we're the first ones on this, and what do you think happens from here?
Well, You know what? I'd love to see Alaska media pick up the slack on it and take it and ask Jay what he thinks about all of this.
Well, we tried.
And I'd love to see Alaskans just step up and, and take care of this.
We tried to call Jay, and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is no indictment of him whatsoever, but did I read this correctly? Is he worth over $10 million?
He's quite a wealthy man.
Oh, wow. Good for him. I mean, listen, and I will tell you this. I know Jay personally, and I like him as a person.
Absolutely.
I really do. I disagree with him on his politics a lot.
We've hung out with the guy.
No, absolutely. We stayed at his,
some drinks.
Yeah, we stayed at his place before, and I enjoy him as a person, but to me, I think if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Governor Palin's shoe being worn on this issue, this would be, like you said, Troopergate times 10.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really bad. And like I said, look at the Legislative Ethics Act. Even the appearance of an impropriety or a conflict of interest, that is an ethics issue.
Now, what about now, Rebecca? Your website is Conservatives for Palin. What do you say to people that, oh, you're just a Palin bot? All you're doing is trying to put Rose, just trying to take on her enemies, and this is really no big deal. We're all in the oil and gas business. So what if you bought 3,000 shares of BP? It's not that big of an issue.
You know what? I'm just looking at your Ethics Act here. That's all I'm doing.
Sure.
Everything that I wrote is in the public record. It's all documented with links. I'm just looking at that, and everybody can scream like, "You're an outsider. Why are you meddling?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm an American. I have an interest in energy independence, and therefore I have an interest in Alaska, and I want to see Alaska succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the future of our country is in natural gas, and Alaska has got it, and it's going to be cheaper than it is, coming from Alaska than it will be drilling, the more expensive shale oil drilling.
Yeah,
so I have an interest in seeing that pipeline built because it's the future of my country, and it will make a more peaceful and a more prosperous America.
Yeah.
So this joker is, looks like he's been doing something here that might be unethical. I'm not saying that it is. It just might be. And so, yeah, I'm interested in what he's talking about and what he's doing. And so I'm sure Alaskans will be, too.
Yeah, plus your state of California is a train wreck.
Exactly. I'm trying. This is a cautionary tale. I'm trying to tell you guys, don't let this happen to you.
Yes.
Right. Well, we appreciate your diligence, and boy, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when you saw that. The first time you saw it last night was when you made the discovery.
No, I saw it a while ago, and basically, I was trying to make sure that what I saw was correct, essentially. So, because I'm not like an investor or all that. I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, just from my layperson's eyes, this looks kind of bad. And so, then went and just, in my spare time, looking, just making sure everything was that was what I thought it was, and it was.
There you go.
So basically, looking at that and looking at the legislation too to make sure everything was cool.
Now, I tell you what, though, you got to give him credit. He's a savvy investor. In one day, July 22nd, he purchased 1.8 million shares of Apple. It says here for $276,000. On that same day, he sold 2 million shares for $307,000. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
Yeah. Well, maybe not so smart, huh?
Well, I don't think he expected anybody to look at this and to really think about it, because he should have basically. I believe there are things that lawmakers can do if they think that they might have a conflict of interest. He could have basically recused himself or got an opinion on it. I'm not sure if he did. I don't believe he did because it would have been in the record. So he was negligent here.
Yeah. Hey, on your website here, there was a link that he once made a sexist joke about Governor Palin. What was the joke? It wouldn't come up on when I hit the link.
We do that every time we talk about Jay Ramross, just to just to put the needle, to nudge him a little. The sexist joke was he one time claimed that when Bill McAllister once made a comment about V-bombs, which he meant veto bombs, there's going to be the big V word, and Ramross said, "What do you mean, vagina?" That was. That was his comment, and he went on from there and sort of put his foot in his mouth.
Well, he tried to put something in his mouth, didn't he?
Hey,
hey! you know, we got to go back to that. That's what we're known for. All right, well, Rebecca, thank you so much for your time and your articles. And hey, listen, throw the Bob and Mark show into one of your things once in a while, would you?
We do all the time, actually. We do all the time.
No, I missed it.
Check out the website.
All right. Okay. Thanks for listening to us there in Los Angeles, California. We appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Right. Have a great day. Bye-bye. That's Rebecca Mansour. You can see her article if you go to It's Conservatives, the number 4, Palin. And you can read the whole thing about Mr. Ramrass, as she likes to say. And